100 schools around the world have joined CNN's fight against modern-day slavery as part of the My Freedom Day. CNN's Linda Kincaid is at the Atlanta International School in Atlanta, Georgia, which appropriately is our hometown. And Linda joins me now. When I spoke to you during Quest Express, you were, well, not you, but the students were doing plates. How are the paper plates coming along?
They are coming along pretty well, Richard. You probably like this sort of an artistic, creative project. You can see some of the plates here. There are about 1,000 plates all up. Students from kindergarten to year 12 are creating these plates. To describe what freedom means to them, I have one student with me here. Just describe the plate you've made. What does freedom mean to you?
So basically, I've written My Freedom Day in the center. I've written everything I believe freedom means around it. And basically, to me, freedom is no violation of my human rights and the control over my physical, mental, and emotional self. And basically, the freedom to dream, believe, and accomplish anything I want. So.
Some pretty impressive answers here, Richard. We've got some very impressive students. We've also got panelists that are going to be part of a community forum tonight. I have with me here Alpa Amin. She works with victims of immigrant crime. Just explain the sort of cases that you see.
Sure. So at the Georgia Asylum and Immigration Network, we work with foreign-born immigrant victims of human trafficking, sexual assault, and domestic violence.
And where do some of the victims you work with come from? Are they local? Are they from interstate? Are they from overseas?
I think it depends. You know, we do have some clients who've come directly from overseas. They've been brought in immediately, or some of them have been in the United States for an extended period of time and have just now been able to find the courage to come forward.
So you offer free legal aid. Explain what sort of help you provide and how long that goes on for. How long do these cases last?
Sure. So we operate a pro bono referral system. So our job at GAIN is to screen cases and place them with pro bono attorneys from the legal community. Some of these cases can last anywhere from 3 to 6 months. Some can last longer than 2 years.
And you're speaking at this school tonight, at the forum. Why do you think it's important for students to have a voice on this issue?
You know, I think students are in a unique position to mobilize and use technology and be creative to address some of the barriers that prevent people from coming forward, and also help come to the understanding of what the root causes are that lead to human trafficking in the first place.
Excellent. Great to have you with us
you.
and great to have your voice on this issue. So as you can see, Richard, these plates are being put up around this auditorium. About 400 people are expected to come to the community forum tonight to raise awareness on this issue, as well as the attorney. We will also have an FBI specialist and a victim, a survivor rather, of sex trafficking. So that's going to kick off in about an hour or so from now. Richard?
Okay, at the International School in Atlanta. Thank you. Traffickers often use hotels to smuggle vulnerable people. Manil Shadev is the founder of the Shiva Foundation, which teaches hotel staff and guests how to look for the telltale signs of human trafficking. Thank you for joining us. Much appreciated. Look, I've heard a lot in over the years as we've looked at this about the significance of this issue, the importance, but really it's about the practicalities. So what is it you tell people to look for and how to deal with it?
Thank you for having me, Richard. So we've just started this journey on the back of Modern Slavery Act that was passed 2 years ago. Within the hotel sector, we're the corporate foundation of Shiva Hotels. And we thought that we'd start with a blueprint where we are developing initiatives and testing them out within our own hotel group. So everything beginning with awareness training, building pathways so that our frontline staff, our cleaners, if there's any signs that can be spotted or there's risks involved, there's immediate pathways they can turn to. For example, there'll be an NGO at hand, there'll be a police contact at hand, so they can do something about it. Beyond the awareness regarding the forced labor and the sexual exploitation, we're also looking at how we can understand the risks within the supply chain. So whether it's forced labor within the supply chain. So for example, the ILO states that 21% of trafficking cases in this country.
Can I just interrupt you there, though? I understand the philosophy. I understand what you're doing, but this really is one of these things where it all comes down to how you put it into practice, doesn't it? So what do you tell your staff, or what do your people tell staff in hotels to look for? What are the signs? Because when we travel, we have the opportunity to do some good and put it right?
So we're telling our staff, depending on what department it is, so if it's the purchasing department, let's talk to our suppliers. Even though it's a really difficult conversation to have, we've just begun it. We're trying to engage with our suppliers, all 150 of them, on how we can possibly tackle this issue. On the front desk, depending on that department, because it's a multitude of people coming together to make one hotel work. So within the front desk, we're spotting for signs where people are walking in with children, or there's some risk involved with the bookings or the credit card systems. So we're trying to, there's sort of signs, people can look at these signs from the very point that a guest enters the hotel and is booked a room all the way through their stay. So we're actually going through and putting these protocols within our policies.
And the difficult part for you, and you know, let's be honest about this, you're running a business as well. The difficult part for you is that balancing act between the correct and proper investigation of suspicious circumstances and offending a guest who's doing nothing wrong at all and happens to be with his nieces and nephews who are having a difficult day and are being truculent in the lobby.
And that's why we're not trying to tackle it head on ourselves. We're forming pathways for these people to go and bring the experts in and to see if they can navigate the route after that point where they've entered.
Lovely. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it. It's important work, and we'll talk more with you about this in the future. Now, it's not too late to get involved with My Freedom Day. There are more events to come before the day is out, including ones that you can follow on Facebook Live. And you can find all our coverage at cnn.com/myfreedomday. And please do tweet me at Richard Quest, #MyFreedomDay. And it's really very simple. What does freedom mean to you?